Hey everyone, I'm super excited to be here. Today we're going to talk about Sidekick, our AI agent in Monday.com. I'm going to show you the journey that we made from day one until today. We're using Deep Agent with a practical example how to use the Deep Agent, not like just theory. Before we jump in, a little about myself. I'm Omri, I'm an engineering manager at Monday.com. I'm originally from Tel Aviv, in Israel. For the past few years, I've been mostly around AI infra, building AI-based product, meaningfully, basically to make our work much easier. This is my family, by the way. We're a big family of 6. My wife, I have 3 kids, and we have 1 agent, if you notice. This is Mila. She's practically part of the family. I recommend each one of you to have one of it in my home, in your home. She's based off Nemoclaw. She helped us with the home assignment. My kids talk with her. And if you notice, you have like 6 fingers. My kids really love it because she's different from us. For those who might not know us, Monday.com is the AI work platform. We help teams to scale their businesses. We build product that people really love to use. In the past year, and actually in the past week, we make a huge shift in our mission. And instead of like just helping company to manage their work with the boards, we want actually to doing the work. And why not like doing the work for you? And it's true for all the business functions, whether you're a salesperson. So before, we help you to find leads and maybe put it on the board with the contact details. And today we have an SDR agent that make a phone call to the prospect and sell the product. And if you are a HR recruiter, you should never open LinkedIn again because our agent can do it and send email to the candidate. And for that, we build a suite of new products. Monday Agent, for example, you can build any agent that you can dream of. It has its own personality. It has its own permission. We have Monday Vibe if you want to build an app on top of Monday.com, so you can do so. And we have Sidekick. And Sidekick is your intelligence AI personal assistant. Let's read into Sidekick. So what is Sidekick? Sidekick, he knows you more than everyone. He's one step ahead of you. He understands your world, your context, your goals, your active work, what you're working on. It can accelerate your work. He do the work for you. He learned from your meetings. He know all the meetings that you've been for. He know who are you working with, and you basically can trust him. But we have a long way with Sidekick, so I want to take you to the journey back to the past, really long time ago. It was crazy to think that it was just a year ago on this stage. My partner Asaf is here in the crowd. He talked about version 1 of Sidekick. V1 was great, to be honest, but it was just the beginning. It was our first take of doing the work, bringing reactive AI to the workspace of Monday. It was built on simple React loop with LangChain, of course. He has a few tools. It indeed did the work. But with moving forward, with the big success, and we had more appetite, and we had scale issues. A bit about Monday, before we move into 2.0, at Monday we have multiple product divisions. We have Monday CRM, we have Monday Service, Monday Marketing. Each one of them has different needs. They have a different context, they have a different terminology, and beside that, we have multiple entities. So we have docs, we have boards, and each one of them has different contexts. When you open in a board on Monday Dev, it's totally different tools and context from opening a doc on Monday CRM. So we have huge set of tools. So fast forward to Sidekick V2, we wanted to do everything. We want to have like all the tools, but here was the engineering challenge. We built Sidekick from scratch as a kind of multi-agent architecture. You can see that each one of the domains has its own MCP with its tool. Each MCP can expose specific tools for the context. It has specific prompt. I mean, Sidekick Sidekick was dynamic prompting, and we can inject the context. Each domain had its own tools, but at the end, it pretty exploded in our face. Obviously, it was like super promising, but at the end, it didn't work. It didn't work because we have like huge challenges. We had one agent with more than 200 tools, infinite context, like the context pollution. We had the context pollution. The LLM was confused. The cost rise up. We have too many tools, too many contexts, and each one of the domain has different needs. And we took a decision. We realized that the whole harness isn't good enough. We need something entirely new. And welcome Deep Agent. This is the practical example I want to show you how we use Deep Agent. We built Sidekick from the backbone. We needed something that is robust, not messy, multi-steps, not just a chat interface, something that's really doing the work. So we chose Deep Agent. We made a research, and we found out that Deep Agent has the flexibility that we need, exactly, and basically the principle that we aim for. Some of them are like, it's built for real work, not just for the chat. It can have a multi-step workflow, tool use, iteration, planning, something that we can use in our day-to-day. He has better separation of concerns. You heard about it, sub-agent and other tools that stay focused on what you need to do, and memory stay contextual and not like bloating. And of course, the file system style, it supports deep context. This is something that's super critical for us. And this is why we chose Deep Agent. So again, it's like our philosophy with Sidekick was simple, and it was like best match. We want to have like one smart orchestrator instead of like chaotic swarm of hundreds different specialized agents, each one talking with each other. It's like chaos. And we want to have like highly one capable brain. The second one is like we trust the model. I mean, the models are really smart today. So we handle all the hard stuff to the model, the planning, the managing of memory, and spawning a special sub-agent. And exactly one of the greatest points that we built it for progressive disclosure. This is one of the problems that we had, like too many tools, too many contexts. And today I'm going to talk about 4 principles that we adopted. Let's start from the first one, the tool discovery. You heard about it before a bit when you heard talk about like Deep Agent, but this is practically how we implement it. So remember that we have the problem with 200 tools problem, solution problem. This is the solution. We fix it with 3-tier classification system. Tier number 1 is like the base, the tools that's list of tools, a small one, that's always exposed to the model. You can imagine that this is like the tools that 50–60% of the use cases, you're going to use them. Okay, this is like web search, image generation, web URL extract, the knowledge-based search in all Monday. This is like the most common one. The second one is the context. You remember that we have like different entities, different screen, different domain. So in this tier, we push the tools that's relevant to the specific entity that you are looking at. So if you are in CRM and you are in doc, we're exposing you just those tools and not all the rest. And this way, we reduce the context pollution. So you have like get board activity and note-taker meeting if you are looking at note-taker screen. So this is how we reduce the tools. And the best part is like the deferred tools. This is like the third part. How it works. Here we have like a catalog of all the rest of the tools with like a small description, like 20 words description. The agent can call deferred tool activated. It's another tool. If you want to use one of the tools, and then he got into the context, and he can use it. All of it being in real time, and it reduces all the hallucination. By the way, the next step of it is like we can push all this tool description into the semantic database and search for a specific tool in a semantic way, and not just going over all day long MD file. So this is one of the tools. This is how it looks in real time on LangSmith. When an agent understands his specific need, he'll like search for it and then call the activated, and then he can use it, like create item tool. For the next part, delegation first. So this is one of the important principles. It's split into 2. One is the sub-agent. Sub-agent are obviously special work for every common repetitive task. We have few of them. We have like the presentation builder, the web researcher, and here come into the place the two different ways to execute sub-agent. You can hand off something to another agent and do it like asynchronously, so you can continue with your work, and when it's ready, he come back. So this is something that's crucial for working with Sidekick, because at the end, you're working with something, and you want to continue the work and do something on parallel. This is how it looks in practice, enough theory. Here, a quick demo of our sub-agent. It's actually build a presentation for a question I ask him. I simply tell him to tell me about himself. This is Sidekick. And he created a presentation out of the box. Here we're using sandbox. I'm going to talk about it in a minute. But like, this is special AI agent that know how to build presentation, which is awesome. The second part of like delegation first is the middleware. To make the delegation seamless, in Sidekick, we really heavily depend on the middleware pipeline. It's separate concern beautifully. It's testable. It's composable. It's keep the execution graph clean. This is why we put it in a different layer. Here's some example. We have like the context manager. The context manager inject like user identity, placement, time zone, connected MCP, something that is specifically for the user. We have the repair name middleware. We find out that sometimes the LLM has full confidence with himself, so he invents tool names. So we have like middleware that repair these tools names and fix if it's not exist, so he put it in place. Another example is like the model selection. We have a middleware that will let the user to choose the model that you want to run Sidekick, and in real time, we change them all. For the third part, and this is one of the most exciting one, is we have the tool that's writing code. This is like, as we scaled, we realized that building specific new tool for every possible way, for every possible use case is not making any sense. Instead of searching for a sum or filter tool, we allow the agent to write Python code and just run it inside the sandbox. Inside the sandbox. For running the sandbox, we are using LangSmith sandbox. It's helped us to do it like super seamless with secure environment. And it's win because like it's eliminated the bloat. One secure sandbox, it can replace hundreds of tools. You can imagine whatever you can think of. We have a few examples. I mean, when we push it to production, we saw very creative things that our user, the Monday user doing it with it. It's blow our mind. Here's one example. So this is an example of someone that wants to find a new office for his company in London. He don't want to wait more than 20 minutes, drive from the Big Ben and specific hour. So Sidekick used Google API and Open Maps. He created a algorithm to define the relevant offices around the place, and none of it can be happening without writing code. So this is one of the creative things that Sidekick can do right now. Instead of just export text, it's just building an app. So this is crazy. For the last principle, so Sidekick know how to heal himself, which is pretty crazy. So LLM again is like super confident with themselves, and they hallucinate a lot. But instead of like failing in production, we learned we studied like how to self-correct himself. We designed Deep Agent with like a healing middleware. We're gonna see a few examples of it. So we have this advisory tool. Sometimes Sidekick don't know how to do something, so he going come back one way to the other to try to do something. And at the end, like we have some middleware that identify that he can do something and like move it to a different model. We have the resource scaling. Sometimes we get an error that we have out of memory, and you get the error from the LLM, for the harness, and we try to like scale up the resources. And we have like dynamic retry. It's pretty easy, pretty straightforward, but it's like solve tons of problem. At the end, like we have like 94% recovery success rate, which is pretty amazing. I mean, we implement healing reflection across all the resources. real-world enterprise workflow shouldn't fail too much. This is like, generally speaking, the next architecture of Sidekick. It's not for you. It's like for next year that someone else is gonna be on this stage and show something else. So we're gonna be creative about how long we made the journey. Just to wrap up, if you're building an agentic system with DP Agent, this is my takeaway. Use the writing code tool. It's super cool. It's like working as a charm. Code is ultimate. It's like infinite scale tool. Prefer delegation. You can put everything on one single agent. Use tool discovery. I saw a lot of use cases where you have like long list of tools. So instead of like push it all in one agent, like the orchestrator, separate them. And use middleware. It has like super clean separation of concern. And just use DP Agent. Thank you.